What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyler. We need to go over everything you guys need to know for an intraday update around AMC. AMC is doing phenomenal. I also want to give you guys somewhat of a prediction where I think AMC will close, and if we close above this price, it'll get very volatile, very interesting for a continued move to the upside. So I think you guys will get a lot of value out of this video. I don't want to waste any time. Let's get straight into it. Hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about my thoughts. If you don't agree, provide something, your thesis, why you don't agree with this. Your opinions are valuable if they are bullish, if they are bearish. So let me know that information. But let's get straight into it. AMC is up 3.31% today. Why this is really catching me a little bit different is the fact that the SPY is actually, going through this sell-off. We were at about $440.26 at the high end. We have fallen about $2 since the high, and you guys can see all of these red candles. We were seeing a pretty big move to the downside, only up 0.15%. So AMC is well outpacing the S&P 500. We are starting to see a little bounce right now, but still the picture overall looks incredibly bullish for AMC, and it does look like we are seeing quite a bit of hedging going on from the options that are running into the money, because we are over $30 per share right now, and that was our first level to really see a lot of contracts go into the money. And as you guys can see, pulling up the option chain, the $38 strike had about 6,700 for open interest. That was more than we have had throughout this whole chain so far. So $38 was the first level. 39, you're looking at 4,400 for open interest, and at the $40 strike, 14,474. If we can break above $40 today, which I do think is very likely if we continue on this trajectory, if we see the markets continue to climb back up, I think it's very possible to break over 40. You would see 1.4 million shares that would have to be bought by the market makers. And why that is so important, that should give us a boost to go higher. At the 41, 42, you're seeing over 8,000 for open interest. At the 42 alone, you're looking at 9,000 for open interest. That controls almost 2 million shares market makers would have to hedge just for a $2 move to the upside past $40. Then you're looking at 18,796 for the $45 strike, and the story continues on. At the 50, you're looking at almost 15,000 for open interest, and that's really where the whole gamma squeeze theory does come into play as well, is because you only have up to the $95 strike on this option's expiration date. This is very different from anything else that we have seen for a very long time, and you are also seeing the implied volatility going up as well. So this basically is telling you the implied move is getting a little bit larger, just like we seen back in June when AMC was going crazy. The implied volatility on some of these options were over 400, 500, 600% because nobody knew what was going to happen. So implied volatility can show you a glimpse into how much we could potentially move, and we are seeing the implied volatility going up well over 100% on every single option. You guys can see even at the 60, 65 and higher, you're looking at almost 250 for implied volatility on almost every strike. So definitely looking good right there. But let's take a look at the whole technical analysis, and we are starting to see, like I said, a little bit of a cup and handle formation starting to play out. If you're looking at this on a very micro level, this is not a huge one, but since September 30th, you're kind of starting to see this play out. You see the cup right here. If we do come back up to about 40, and then I would expect to sell off a little bit, that's where you do get the cup and handle, and then you'll get the breakout well past 40. Now, who knows if it's going to happen? Who knows if it's going to fully develop? But it would be a bullish thing nonetheless, and I am watching out for that. So enough of the boring stuff. Let's get into the Ortex data, a little bit of the stock tracker data, and then we do have to talk about what is affecting the stock market today. We have to talk about earnings, the Fed minutes that are coming up in November, which is only about 15 days away, and the CPI numbers that are coming out Wednesday. That's going to be the main focus, but really the CPI, we have to talk about this, what kind of effect it could have on the marketplace. So let's get into the Ortex data first. I will refresh this page so we get the most up-to-date data. We are looking at 20.49% short interest. So we have actually went up about 0.2 for short interest today, or the estimates for this short interest. Short interest change, all of this data just says not available, so I'm not sure exactly why that is, but the estimated shares that are currently sold short, 104.82 million. Share utilization has been staying pretty much the same, still at 86.59%. Days to cover going up a little bit, 1.38. Free flow on loans, literally the exact same, 22.23%. So that does lead me to believe that we could still see the short interest go to about 21%. That is still my end of the week prediction for the short interest. So nothing too crazy to add here, besides the picture is still the most bullish we have ever been, almost at all-time high short interest. Briefly, let's take a look at the Stocko tracker data, because we already went through the option chain a lot, but it's good to see what we're still working with. So in the money calls, which I'm not too concerned about, 23,149 out of the money. We have a lot of these that are out of the money, like I said, in between $40 and $60. Really, you know, even at the 40, the 45, and the $50 strike, you're looking at a majority of this open interest that is out of the money, and that's at 200,165. So I think we are just starting to see the initial effects of a gamma squeeze. I think this is going to continue to play out as long as nothing crazy happens in the marketplace, especially coming on Wednesday with the CPI numbers. Also, you are starting to see earnings coming out with some companies. When we really get into bank earnings and what the financial system is doing, a lot of investors look towards banks because they're often the first ones to start taking hits from people not paying loans, from defaulting on certain things, etc., etc. So if the bank earnings come out to be good, the markets will likely have a positive effect on that. But besides anything else, the CPI numbers are going to be the most important. That is coming out on Wednesday, and this is, you really want to watch for the month over month. If the month over month comes in at 0.1% change, it's estimated to come in at about 0.3% change, which year over year is, like we've been running at, about 5.4%. That's what inflation has been over the last year. It's kind of ridiculous. But if we come in lower than that, you know, 0.02%, 0.01%, the markets will likely take that positively. Now, if you guys are confused why inflation does matter so much, it's basically saying that today, let's say AMC today made $500 million. If inflation is 5% per year, then it's hard to value those companies, and earnings today are worth less in the future. So that is really what you guys need to know. Just to sum it up, if inflation numbers come out lower, or you start to see that month over month numbers start to tick down, that is going to be a good sign for the markets, and we should see a major rally. But we are definitely not out of the woods. We're going to take a look at the SPY real quick, but right here I just want to point out, a lot of analysts still think we are in choppy waters yet. I can't read this article because I don't have CNBC Pro, but chart analysts don't like the market yet, but love these two sectors right now. Energy is a great one. I don't know what the other one is, but I know the one is going to be energy due to the energy crisis and just inflation overall. Consumers, they pass the price on to you with higher gas prices, higher oil prices, all that. So that is a good sector if you guys want to kind of hedge out your portfolio. Now let's take a look at the SPY real quick. We are still seeing a little bit of a bounce, nothing too crazy. These were sharp sell-offs, but I do want to pull it out to the 4-hour candlestick chart, and you guys can see that we are pretty much still actually the daily chart. You guys can see that we are literally right in the middle, in between our 50-day and our 100-day moving average. That's why everything is going to be so important here. If we gap down under the 100-day moving average, this is kind of looking like a bit of a head and shoulders formation. If we do gap under that, you're going to see trading algorithms start to sell a lot of stock. If we bounce above the 50-day, you could see a major rally, possibly back up to all-time highs. But once we get these catalysts out of the way, that is really where we're going to make our move. And on Wednesday, when the CPI numbers come out, that's going to be our first big move. So all in all, I think AMC is likely to go. My price prediction still remains the same. If everything is good, the CPI numbers are good, about $45 per share is very reasonable by the end of this week. That would be a medium-sized gamma squeeze, but I do think a gamma squeeze is starting to unfold. Like we went over, we are very close to seeing a lot of these options run into the money. If we can get over $40 today, we are smooth sailing, baby. So that is going to wrap up this video. Drop the like on the video, consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know down below in the comment section if you agree with this. If you don't agree with this, let me know your guys' opinion on that. Provide some data, but if you're just in the comment section to be negative, spread hate or fear throughout apes, that's not going to be tolerated, so I'll just hide you from the channel. So please don't do that. Feel free to argue what I am saying, but just pure negativity, can't have it on the channel. So drop that like, all that good stuff. If you guys do want to support the channel, check out the links for Webull and the link for Public to get all the free stock your heart desires, as well as if you guys do want to get notified every time a trade is bought or sold in real time, check out the link for the buy and sell alerts. We do it all. We day trade, swing trade, and make long-term investments with stock options and or crypto. So that's all for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.